Well, anyway, we can still dream on being on holidays in Italy, but I think we want to focus on the project we've been working on. So maybe you can switch on to the next slide. What do you think?
Yeah. So, hello everybody. Today we want to talk about a BIM project with our customer MEA Water Management. And on this slide you can see the headquarters from MEA. They are located in Aichach, and it's next to Munich. So Frederic, how long does it take to drive to Munich? 30 minutes or something like that?
45 minutes to be in the center of Munich. Yeah. So really,
Okay.
really nice, and in the lovely region of Bavaria.
Okay, great. Yeah, and Ben and me, we are located in Chemnitz. Chemnitz is next to Dresden, Leipzig. I don't know if the Italian and Spanish guys know it, but yeah, let's say this is Berlin, somewhere here, and then you will have a little overview where we are located. So our topic for today is from MEA to BIMEA, how MEA Water Management becomes ready for BIM. And we have a project with you, Frederic, and your colleagues at MEA. And I want to start with a little funny story. So you have a special colleague in your department, and her name is BIM Kim. So maybe you can introduce her and
Sure.
talk a little bit about the nickname and where did it come, and that would be great.
Yeah, sure. I mean, just for everybody, she's not from North Korea, so nothing to do with it. The story behind it is she's well known in the company with this BIM Kim name. Actually, her name is Kim. And when she started working for me in the company, we initiated a PIM project, so Product Information Management software, where we are managing all the product data that we have to use for sales purposes, for marketing purposes, whatsoever. And when we started to work on the BIM project last year, we took Kim in the boat because we would need the data coming from BIM to be used in BIM. So this is how it came to this name, BIM Kim. So, and I must say she's doing a fantastic work, and it's really fun, and she likes her name as well. So that's the most important.
That's great. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to say it. So BIM Kim, hard for your tongue, but we also had great meetings with her, and I think she will push the whole topic forward inside of MEA.
Absolutely.
It's really important to have this key users in this project, I think.
Absolutely.
So let's have a look at the agenda for this webinar. So after a short introduction, who is MEA, who is NTI CATSYS, we want to talk with you, Frederic, about BIM for manufacturers and the project BIMEA, and maybe about the name BIMEA. So Danny, let's have a look at the next slide to have a short introduction about Frederic. So Frederic is the marketing director and business development manager from MEA, and he is the project leader. We talk a lot of time with him. And from our side, my colleague Danny, he's the head of the department New Technologies. So new technologies are the topic of BIM for manufacturers and other things. And my name is Ben, and I'm the head of sales here at CATSYS.
Yeah, and maybe Frederic, can you tell us 2 or 3 sentences more about your job? What do you do at MEA, and what is your, what are your things, your everyday stuff you have to do there?
Well, basically, I'm doing a bit of everything. So it's not only marketing. We're doing all the classical marketing stuff like website, prints, press, that kind of things. But we have definitely moved more towards digitization. So this is the reason why I have been taken charge of the PIM project, the BIM project, but also the projects like the CRM in France and in Germany. So this is much wider field than the pure classical marketing that we used to know. And because of all these projects, you can imagine that my days are quite busy, but it's a lot of fun because you see things evolving and progressing and changing, and this is great.
Okay, that's great. So let's go ahead, and again, it's your part. It would be great if you can introduce the MEA group and the MEA Water Management, and yeah, show us some products or tell us what do you do at MEA.
Yeah, I'll go fast on this one. Just the MEA Group is basically a German-based company. As Danny said, we're based in Aichach in Bavaria. We were founded in 1886, so we have a quite long history behind us. And we are a company which is basically a supplier for the building industry. And we have production sites in France, in Czech Republic, China, in Romania as well, and well, sales companies all over the world. So pretty international. We're not an enormous company. We have 750 employees making 165 million turnover a year, but we're continuously growing and very dynamic company. And as I said earlier, with the digitization part, we are moving in a very classical industry, but we are moving towards the right direction, meaning towards the future. And this is where the BIM project was also part of it. So basically, the group is made of three main companies. We have the MEA Water Management part, which is dealing with all which has to do with rainwater. So we're making drainage systems, filtration systems, well, everything how to manage rainwater in the end. And we have the building systems part. This is one part of the company which is specialized in basements. So light wells, windows, solutions for ventilation of the basement. So really, yeah, focused on basement. And then we have metal application. Metal application is making gratings, so for industrial purposes, but also for stocking possibilities. For the construction, we are very active in the naval area, and they're also doing sliding fittings, so for transporting goods from one point to the other. So just for you to get a brief, yeah, to get acquainted with the type of products we're selling. Maybe Danny can move to, yeah, exactly. So these are the type of products that MEA Water Management is selling. So polymer concrete channels, GRP channels, infiltration systems, and also systems to protect facades and building construction. The building system parts, these are the typical products they're selling. Again, light wells, windows, solutions for ventilation and that kind of stuff. And last but not least, metal application, gratings, solutions for the logistics, steps, siding fittings, and that kind of stuff. So this was in a nutshell what MEA stands for. And yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Frederic, for the introduction to the company. And yeah, let's go ahead and maybe Ben, can you introduce the NTI-CATSYS with this one slide? That would be great, yeah.
Okay, so yes, one slide, who's NTI-CATSYS? So NTI-CATSYS, we are more than 31 years the experts in digitizing the construction and manufacturing industry. And our main topics you see here on the slides, it's all about the software. We are platinum partner from Autodesk, and sell all this software. But the main topic in this, I think, is the trainings and also the consulting. We do a lot of consulting in the topic of BIM. And in the trainings, we do the training in the products, but also for the BIM coordination workflows, and also the BIM management workflows. And one thing is we have our own software development department, and we can do these connections between all the systems you have in the company. And I think this is really important, and was also important for the project here with MEA. So let's have a look at the project, I think.
Yeah. So we have some questions for you, Frederic, because the attendees want to have a look inside needs you have because of the BIM topic. And one thing is, when and where did you hear about BIM? It was in front of the project. And we were not the people who came to you and say, you have to do BIM. You as the customer were interested in this topic. Where did you hear about BIM first time?
Well, I wouldn't say long time ago, but quite a while ago. Basically, the BIM was always a topic. We have to go to BIM and provide data, BIM data, etc., etc. But one of the key issues was that we have a legal obligation, or we will have more and more legal obligation to being able to deliver BIM data to architects and planners, especially for public biddings. So those big companies, public companies or private companies who are in the public construction business are expecting those data. So it was mandatory for us to be able to provide those. And on top of it, it's part of the digitization process we have initiated within the company, of course.
Yeah. And you already answered my second question, why you want to start with BIM as a manufacturer. You already answered that because of the public buildings. Of course, in Germany, we're a little bit late, but we also thought that they often have BIM requirements for the public buildings. And I think everything what is in the public stuff will come to the industrial or standard buildings too later. So
absolutely. And if I can add something to that, I mean, as I said earlier, we're an international company, so we have sales organization all over the world, and not all countries are on the same level regarding BIM. But if you're going and just checking upon the UK, for instance, there is no project where BIM data are not used, and we have to deliver those. So I don't have only the German Google, but I have to have the international vision of the services that need to be provided in the various countries, because all are at a different level of development.
Yeah, exactly. And I know you also want to implement BIM as a service, so maybe to architects, to engineers from the technical building equipment, you want to support them, and you want to have a BIM service in-house. Maybe you can tell us more about this thing.
Sure. Well, basically, when you're looking at the drainage channel, they look very simple products. But within all the construction projects, we have to make lots of calculations about water evacuation, the architecture, which sizes, which heights, etc. we can fit our products in. Because it is technical, was my aim to be able to produce the BIM data in-house. This was one of the major points we discussed with CATSIS at the time. It is nothing I want to delegate to the outside, because one, for the technical aspect, but secondly, we are developing our products on a daily basis. And we always want to be sure that the BIM data we are providing to the end users are always up to date. So this was one of the key issues when we started the project, that we said, yes, we want to do BIM data, but we do not want to delegate it outside, because we want to be sure that the data are always up to date and we have the control of those data.
Yeah, and I can tell you guys that it looks quite easy or simple, the drainage channel, but after the first meetings with MEA, we know that it is not easy to select the right version or the right model. So the BIM service in-house is really needed, I think, in a few or in most cases, that you support the architects and the other engineers for the technical building equipment, because it's not so easy to really get the right version of the product.
That's for sure. I mean, you have different lengths, you have different heights, different widths, different materials, different construction aspects, etc., to take into consideration. So, yeah, it was a challenge, but nice one.
Exactly. So let's have a look at the project. We want to give a short overview how we met each other, what we did inside of or in the project, and yeah, only to give you an overview, how can we support you during this BIM transition. So it all started with a web meeting. I don't know, Frederic, if you know it. We had a meeting with you and your CEO and 2 or 3 other guys, and it was only a web meeting because of the Corona stuff and because of the distance between you and us, yeah. And but within this meeting, I think we had a good connection between the 2 companies. And so we had a 2-day workshop on site, so in Aichach, with your CEO, with the marketing team. There have also been guys from the product development, the product specialists, and the sales guy. And it was all about a workshop that you and your colleagues have the same knowledge, the same base because of BIM. So that not the one guy has an other understanding from BIM than you or than your CEO. And I think we had a really great 2-day workshop. As you can also see on the right picture, we had a great evening session and on this day. And yeah, with all this input we get in this workshop from you, we created the concept in-house. So because after the workshop, you wanted to have yeah, something like a roadmap and something like a checklist, what you have to do in the next couple of months to get BIM, yeah, all ready for the BIM topic. And maybe Ben, you can talk about the topics inside of our concept.
Yeah, after the workshops we did in Aichach, we create a concept, and during the concept development, we talked with a lot of engineers for technical building equipments and also with architects. And we tested some different workflows for creating easy to use BIM parts. And the first step was to create these BIM parts, and we delivered these BIM parts to the guys from MEA. And we also delivered them the software they need to create these parts by their own. So we provide MEA with the Autodesk BIM software Revit. And we do also a lot of trainings so that the customer can use the software. So we have the software trainings in Revit and create Revit families. And we have also the trainings for the BIM coordination workflows. So Frederic says it was really important for him and for MEA to create some services. And when you want to create services, you need the knowledge about the BIM and the workflows. So attendees go to the BIM coordinators training. And we have also trainings for the sales guys that they can or have this knowledge when they talk to the customer, what is BIM and what can we deliver to our customers.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one thing I would add to what Ben was saying, and this is also a very important part, and this is where the Kim BIM PIM is coming up again. When you are generating BIM data, well, you have to make the models, you have to draw those items. But if we are not a very big company, so we have limited resources, so we try to work as intelligently as possible. And what we did after the workshop and what we decided is, well, we already have all the product information in our PIM system. So the width, the height, the weight, all the kinds of things which are relevant for BIM models. And what we did working with Ketzis was building a bridge between PIM and the BIM system in Revit, so that basically I would only have to create one model for one drainage channel type, and then taking the information from BIM, being able to scale it up, adding all the additional information related to this type of channel. So basically what we have is gained lots of time and in productivity in generating BIM data from PIM, and this was a major issue.
Yeah, exactly. And you already talked about this stuff. So I want to show you a slide which makes it a little bit more easy to understand it maybe. If you have a PIM system like MEA and they have all the product information, then we created a Revit plugin which can get the information from the PIM system and creates the types inside of Revit families automatically. So this is a major impact on the time you have to or the resources you need in your company to create such BIM stuff. And if we have the time, maybe I can show you a little demo from the PIM to Revit plugin. Here inside of Revit, you can see such a drainage channel. It's only a template file. So the template has all the geometry and some information, but not all information. And as you can see, there's no type inside of the Revit family. And we developed the MEA PIM to Revit plugin so that we can have a look inside the PIM system. So if I click this button, I have a live connection to the PIM system. I can click through the categories. And if we, let's say, use the MEA Train SV 1000, so with steel edge, and if I use this type of family and say, please get all the information from the PIM system, this is where the magic happens. Now in the background, our Revit plugin is producing all these types inside of the family and is pushing the information from the PIM system inside of Revit. And you can imagine how much time you will need if somebody is doing this manually, typing all this information from the one sheet to the other side, and maybe they will implement some errors with copy paste or with typing the information. And now we have these 15 to 16 types inside of Revit, and as you can see, it is also changing the geometry and it is also changing the parameters. So we have different weights, we have different article numbers, and everything with the Revit plugin. And Frederic, as maybe you already have the feedback from your design department, from your product development, and I think they have a great solution now with this plugin, or?
Absolutely. I mean, if we had to make the drawings on our own without this BIM connection, I would have 10 people just doing this all day long. Now within the company, we have 2 people who are able to generate those BIM data. And this is something, as I said earlier, that was very important for me to have this in-house, because now we're generating BIM data for standard situations. But it was also very important for me that we have the possibility to offer customized solutions to customer depending on the project. And this is what now the system is delivering.
Yeah. And as you already said, you're not a German manufacturer. You are a global partner for these building products. So you need your BIM parts in several languages.
That's correct. Yep.
This is also a major, I think, really a good solution to translate your BIM parts to French, to Italian, to Spanish, and so on.
Yep. Because just for the viewers, in our BIM system, where we're not working on in German, we all have the data in English, in French, in Polish, in Czech, and you name it, in Italian. So all this information can be used for BIM data. Then I can deliver Italian BIM models for Italy, but I could also provide French models for Belgium or France. And this just with one click.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, our last slide, here are again the contact data also from you, Frederic, if there are any architects or engineers who are interested in your products and in your BIM parts. Have a look at the website. Maybe it's better to have a look next year in January or February. And if you need some support, if you need additional information, you can also reach out to Frederic or to the MEA guys and ask for additional stuff. Yeah,
feel free to do so.
Yeah. And on the right side, you can have a look again at some pictures during the project, how we do such projects. We always have a discovery workshop to get information from the customer, and that the customer gets the information from us. And we always try to do it in a way that we can say, okay, you are not a customer, you are a partner from us. And I hope you have the feeling, Frederic, that we always try to do the best for each other, and we are partners for the future, not only a one-time solution implementation company. And yeah.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to continue working with you guys, because not only was it really professional, but on a personal level, I believe it was also a very nice contact, and also some funny times we had as well. So work seriously, but well, do not forget the fun in working seriously.
Yes, and we're looking forward to have some meetings in Aichach next year, maybe.
I'm looking forward as well.
Okay, so maybe Ben, the closing.
Yes, thank you all for watching, and thank you, Frederic, for give all this information to us, and also here for the customers. And yes, thank you, and see you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Thank you, guys.
You.
Bye.
Bye.